In this video, I'm going to show you how you can program a chip separate to your Arduino programmer board. If you're programming a chip, you get the opportunity to use SMD components or smaller form factor components, and that's great for your project, especially where space is at a premium. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through how to turn your Arduino Uno into a programmer. Then we're going to wire up a bit of breadboard with a brand new chip on that has never been used before. We're then going to load a bootloader on and then load a bit of program on it and disconnect it from the Arduino completely, apart from power. And then I'm going to run a program on it and just show you it running independently, basically. It really is a lot easier than you think, and it doesn't need to be as scary and daunting as it looks. So to start with, let's run through what you're going to need. You're going to need a Arduino compatible board. Now, I've gone for an Uno just because it's the most popular and it's my favourite. You're then going to need a few components. So you need a larger electrolytic capacitor to go between the reset and ground pin whilst we're using the Uno board to program. There's a resistor you need to bridge between reset and 5 volts. This needs to be in the range between 1 to 10 kiloohms. It's not too important. I've then got a couple of decoupling capacitors. We've then, of course, got our blank chip. This is an ATmega328 I put it on a breadboard so it's easy to connect jumper wires to. You're also going to need a load of jumper wires. Sorry, mine are all red. I know it's not that great. It's not great practice, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a circuit diagram on the screen so you can see exactly where each one goes. So it's just for visual purposes, really, me wiring mine up. So once we've got all our parts together, we can start putting this thing together and start programming the chip. Before we get into today's video, I just want to tell you about the printable watch. Did you know you can 3D print and build your own functional watch? I've got some here. With downloads starting as little as $2.99, you could be printing and assembling your next watch today. If you're a little unsure whether this is for you, I have a free download. All you need to do is sign up to my newsletter. This is going to give you a sample print that you can print, put a strap on it, try it on for size, see if it's something that you want to pursue. If not, it's totally fine. But if you do, you want to head to theprintable.com. That's theprintable.com and join 200 other people that have already 3D printed their next watches. Just think what colours, dials, hands you would put on your watch. Anyway, back to today's video. So, the first thing we're going to have to do is convert our Arduino Uno into a programmer, and this is really easy to do. So go through to File, Examples, Arduino ISP. This is going to load up a program which is basically going to convert the Uno into a programmer. So a quick summary, the most important lines of code in here is this one here, so 11, 12, 13. So let's verify that. So it's good to verify before sending it to the chip. So that's done compiling, and we're going to load that. So now it's going to load the program onto the Uno. And that's done. So we can now move on to the next step. Now the next step is really easy. So there's now a program running on this which is a programmer program as such. So let's just unplug it for a second whilst we do this. So I'm going to take my 10 UF electrolytic capacitor, and I've got to be really careful to get this right way around. So we're going to put the ground pin to the negative leg and the reset to the positive. Let's put that in there. Okay, we can now leave this. We're going to take our breadboard and we're going to insert our chip right in the middle. That makes it nice and easy. Right. There we go. So just double check none of the pins have been crushed, and then we can start wiring this up. Okay, so let's wire up this chip. Now, I'll show this on the screen, but it is quite useful to have the pin out of the chip whilst you're doing this. So basically, when we were looking at the program, there are 4 key pins we need to look at. There's the reset one, which was pin 10. So I'm going to pop that in pin 10. Now the reset pin on our chip is number 1. We're going to go from 10 to number 1. We're also going to put a jump wire between 1 and positive. A resistor. This needs to be sort of 1 to 10k. It's not 2. It doesn't need to be too particular. The next 3 pins that are important are the MOSI, MISO and system clock. So MOSI is number 11 on our Arduino. So we'll plug that in number 11. And if we look on our pinout, it is pin 17 on our chip. So that is third from the bottom, and that is there. Pin 12 is the MISO, which is pin 18, so that's the next one up. And then we've got the system clock, which goes to pin 19, which is there. I'll show that on camera. So it's the 3, they're all next to each other. And that's it for the programming pins. Now all that's left to do is we just need a couple of, I'm going to put a capacitor between 7 and 8. So, and another one between 22 and 20. Then all that's left to do is power it. So I'm just going to take a general 5 volts from there and put it onto this rail, and a ground, put a ground reference there. Get in that. And that, in theory, should be it. So I'm going to plug this in now. So before we get any further, we need to add this device. So to add this, you need to go through to Preferences and include this library into your board manager. Once you've done that, go through to Board Manager, search for Minicore and install, and this is going to allow you to program the chips individually. So you need to have done that first, but once you have done that, rather than clicking on Uno like you normally would on here, we're going to go through to Minicore, select the chip we're using, the port we're using. Now there's a few different things on here which we're not too interested in, but we are interested in setting the internal clock, because as you notice I haven't used a clock, and that's because I don't really need to in the project I'm going to use this on. Make sure we select the correct variant, and we're going to select Arduino as ISP. Once we've done that, we're going to burn bootloader. Okay, so we got this error, which usually indicates that it's not wired up properly. So let's just double check our connections. Okay, so like we all make mistakes, I basically plugged these in the wrong order. Not the wrong order, just the wrong pins completely. So now that it is connected up properly, the bootloader has loaded. Now the bootloader is just a short bit of code that runs at the start of your program, which allows the chip to accept new programs if you want to load something new onto it. There's a lot more detail about bootloaders on the Arduino resource, so I'd recommend checking that out if you want to know more about that. Anyway, now we've done that, we can check if we can load a program onto the device. Now an important step here is you don't just hit upload there, you need to go through to Sketch and upload using Programmer. catches a lot of people out, so make sure you don't do that. Okay, and that has uploaded this code. Now, there's nothing on this code, so give me a minute and I'm going to put something a little bit more interesting on this chip. So there we have it, and of course it's a clock. So there we go, that's showing the time. We're in a little RTC chip here through an OLED display. A little bit similar to my current DIY digital watch project, but with an OLED. Now, to prove my point that we're just pulling the power from the Arduino, we can unplug all these pins that are connected for the programming. That is now just running off the 5 volts and ground. I'm just holding these carefully so I don't short anything, but let's unplug them. There we go. So the only thing that I'm connected to the Arduino now is just the power, and that is a standalone chip. Now, if this chip is too big for your project, or you're not utilising all the pins on it, there's also another chip I'd recommend, which is the ATtiny85. Now, what's great about this is everything we've just done on the ATmega328 chip translates exactly to this. So we've got the MISO, MOSI, clock and reset pin. Obviously connect your voltage and ground, and you'll just connect it to your Arduino that's set up as a programmer, and you can load programs directly on here. Now, I've done this quite a few times where space is limiting, or you just want something a little bit cheaper, a little bit smaller, and it's a great little chip. The same also applies if you're using a even smaller chip. So this is what I've done on my digital watch project. I've put a ATmega chip directly onto the board, and then my plan was, but it didn't quite work as well, I was going to have a header on the back which would link to the relevant pins on the board so that I could just program it directly. Yeah, this is a side project that I'm doing. Check out my videos for those. So far I'm having a lot of fun making this. But anyway, back to this video. Yeah, I mean that is it. So that is now running independently. You could run whatever you want on there now. So unfortunately that's all we've got time for today. I hope you found this video useful, and check out my other content and see if you like it. I'm building a DIY digital watch from scratch using the same methods shown today. If you've liked this video, please subscribe and follow me for my journey. I also 3D print watches, so that's what the whole point of this channel is. So check out my other content if that's something you're interested in and you 3D print. But for now, I'll see you in the next one.